It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show Espresso. We did say we're going to make a delicious recipe in the kitchen. Well, there really is no better comfort food during winter than a delicious cheesy mushroom risotto. Now, we have a twist on this classic recipe for your meat-free Mondays, and we will be making this dish with baby spinach. That also gives you the dish the beautiful greens color, as well as the nutrients and vitamin kickstart that we need for the winter months ahead. G-Man, you are in charge of this recipe.
Well, is the recipe in charge of me, or am I in charge? I'm not a practiced hand at risottos, but I absolutely adore them. I love the creaminess of them. We got the arborio rice, which makes the risotto. It's how you get that. It's like a pasta rice, is the best way to explain it. But this you kind of cook in stages. But what I love, and you hit the nail on the head, we're getting nutrients in here. Baby spinach, so good for you. Absolutely beautiful. The flavors are here. This is real comfort food. So what I've done is, I say I loosely, have cooked a bit of butter and oil. And I always love the fact that if you're going to cook with butter, use a little bit of oil so that the butter doesn't burn. And that helps you to kind of transfer the flavor. So beautiful gloss on our mushrooms there. Cook them, set them aside. Now I'm going to start with the rest of our risotto here.
Okay, so you're starting with a little bit of
2 tablespoons of oil. The hob is on. We're going to saute our finely chopped onions, and you just want them to kind of get translucent. There we go.
There we go.
Beautiful
Amazing.
stuff.
I think like onions is one of those things you need to always have in your house because it's the start of every dish that you make in the pan.
Oh, completely. Especially in Italian cooking, I'm realizing more and more. Realizing when not to use onions in making curries, which is quite a thing. But for me, in Italian cooking, that flavor base just helps so much. And obviously, they sweeten beautifully. So that's coming on. You can season to taste as you go. And this is a thing that all the chefs have kind of reinforced with me is season throughout. Layer the flavors, layer the taste, layer the flavors.
And take your time with it. There's no rush. Because I feel like if you pump up the heat, you just end up burning your onions, you burn your oil, and then it's just like...
And there is a lot of sugar in there as well. So you've got to take that. Onions do have a naturally high sugar content, just like garlic. So don't overdo them, don't let them burn. But obviously for TV purposes, we're going to kind of rush this along just a little bit. But that's starting to get that translucent flavor, looking good. So what I need you to do is you've got 2 tablespoons of butter and you've got our fresh baby spinach. You could use normal spinach. We've just blanched that. So it's literally just flash cook it briefly. You can put it back into cold water, and it's amazing how it retains that beautiful green color, which means to me that you're retaining the nutrients, the vegetable
I'm going to add a little bit
vitamins,
of water
rather.
That's left here because we don't want to waste anything. So I'm going to add the butter and then just blitz it up for you.
Yeah. And that we're going to add at the end. Everything will all come together in the end there. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward now. Probably would have cooked those for a little bit longer, but we're going to add in some more butter for a luxurious mouthfeel.
There we go. Getting our spinach. Oh, look at that. Perfect.
Oh, doesn't that pop? And the finished product looks
puree,
so amazing.
Baby food.
Completely. But this is a staple in my house. Not that I make risotto every night, but the baby spinach, breakfast, lunch, and supper. It is so good for you. So more butter. Then we've got some de-alcoholized wine. You can go for alcoholized wine if that is your preference.
Not going to be able to find any at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. If you've got any that are still, any bottles still left in your stock, I've put 2 full cloves of garlic. Don't worry about being precious there. Throw them in. It's going to cook through for about 15, 20 minutes. So all of that flavor is going to transfer. Then the stock goes in.
So the thing with risotto, what you're showing me here, is it requires a lot of liquid.
Yeah, remember these rice grains are going to soak up so much of that liquid, and the remaining is going to be thickened into a beautiful sauce. And then we want to get our actual...
There we go. Is this something you should stir a lot, or you kind of just leave it?
I have a great fear of things sticking to the bottom of the pan, so I would stir it a lot. You don't want the rice to stick at the bottom and cook unevenly. And you want that to cook through for about 15 to 20 minutes. But you'll see the sauce will start to thicken. You're going to get a beautiful, beautiful, plump, awesome-looking rice grain. And, yeah, I think about 15, 20 minutes that'll cook through. Keep stirring so it doesn't stick to the bottom. And then once it is all done, everything is going to come together in one beautiful crescendo where you'll add mushrooms, you will add your risotto rice, crumble a bit of feta, a bit of parmesan on top, and stir in your beautiful sauce. So that is yours to go. And
this is amazing. I'm going to give it a taste.
And
we do have our spinach, feta, and mushroom risotto.
And I'm thinking the feta is going to make it creamy. It's going to have a beautiful mouthfeel, at least it should, but you should get those buttery flavors. And you can find this recipe on expressoshow.com. And what's the verdict?
This is good risotto. You get a taste of the mushrooms. You don't taste the spinach, but you know the nutrients are there. It gives you the color. And I love the cheesy effect, and especially topped off with the feta is delicious. This is breakfast.
It's breakfast, lunch, and supper. It's filling. A meal like this goes a very long way, so it's great value as well, I think. But it ticks all of those boxes, and it's beautiful comfort food. If you're going to have soup for lunch, then you can have risotto for dinner. But as I said, you can find this recipe on expressoshow.com. Yay.